Hi, and thank you for viewing. First, an introduction. I'm David Langford, and like you, I'm a car guy. I'm a retired broadcaster and live in Windsor, Ontario, Canada. This is where we live. It's a condo, and it's got all amenities. No more cutting the lawn and no more shoveling snow in the wintertime. There's a beautiful park just across the street where my wife and I go walking. Retirement is good. In my retirement, I make videos of all the car shows and I'm active in the community. As you're in the UK, it seems only right to start with UK cars. We have quite a lot of them here locally. This is Hal's 71MG. He really enjoys driving this car a lot. It's not really a rare car, and the 1600cc engine doesn't offer a lot of power. I asked if Hal had any trouble with the Lucas wiring.
None so far. Again, Lucas, the Prince of Darkness, of course. But up till now, no issues at all.
Here are more local UK cars chosen at random. Deborah's 1960 Rolls-Royce. This was a barn find. It had only 10,000 miles on it when found this year. It's totally original with right-hand drive. What a nice car. This is Roy's 67 Austin Healey with a 3000cc engine. He keeps it in really good condition. Yuri's Land Rover pickup. And Virginia's 69 Morgan. She really enjoys this car. Here's Greg's 76 TR6, a fun little sports car. With a 152 cubic inch engine. We have a lot of English cars here. My favorites are still North American cars of the 30s to the 60s. Every car has its own unique story, which I love telling and do, but won't go into that here because of time. Our guys are regularly buying and restoring classic cars and often add their own personal touches, like modern amenities and big engines. There are informal spring through fall cruise nights here 5 nights a week, May through September. Although shows have been few and far between lately because of COVID closures, our car shows attract thousands of people who love these restored beauties. There are even oddball cars like Old Horny here, so-called because of all the horns and deer horns. As enthusiasts, we spend thousands of dollars and years restoring, detailing, and improving our automobiles. An example is John's 35 Buick with a 455 cubic inch engine and all modern amenities. It doesn't matter if it's antique, vintage, classic, exotic, hot rod, or rat rod. If it has wheels and brings personal enjoyment, it qualifies. There's no snobbery among our group. We're just guys who like to hang out and enjoy each other's company and hobby. All are welcome at our shows and informal cruise nights like this one. All cars shown in this video are local and filmed by myself. There are thousands of classic cars in our small local community, and many enthusiasts have large collections. But first, a random look at a few of our local cars that are driven and enjoyed. These are not trailer queens. It's my view that classic cars should be driven. They're not meant to be stored away, dusted occasionally and covered up. Here's Tony's 1958 Cadillac Eldorado Biarritz. This is a very rare car with ultra-low mileage. It's one that sat indoors and forgotten for decades before restoration. Everything about this car has been restored as new. Nick's 59 Caddy is a car that has been personalized to his own specifications. This car says notice me. While we're with Cadillac, here are a couple more local cars. These are comfortable automobiles with big engines meant for highway cruising. No cramped space here. Here's a quick look at a 62 Caddy. We regularly have road tours with long lines of cars through country roads. It really is a lot of fun. Let's move on to the other end of the spectrum, and that is rat rods. Luxury is not an option here. These cars are meant to look shabby on purpose. This is Jerry's car. And this is Ken's 1934 Ford. Some owners even create surface rust to make them look even shabbier. Most of them are equipped with big, dirty engines. The emphasis is on owning a ratty-looking car. They all run great. How about Kenny's 1949 Austin Shearline? This was a semi-prestige car that's been ratified in a big way. Not a pretty car by any means, but Kenny wouldn't have it any other way. Rat rod owners are generally not poor people. In fact, most of our car folks are quite well off. They're regular folks, like you and me. They just prefer driving something different. It looks terrible, but it runs great. Now it's hot rod time. When we think of hot rods, we often think of cars that look like these. Chopped up Fords and Chevys with a big engine. This 34 Ford has a ground-shaking 800 horsepower engine. Nice looking car. But some are a little more sophisticated, like Larry's 37 Ford. Lots of customizing went into this car. Here's the interior. It features power everything and a custom dash with digital gauges. This car was completed 15 years ago. Now rarer models with a certain avant-garde refinement. Craig, like many others, is a collector of cars. He's got a lot of them. This is his 2010 Viper, the last year of convertibles for this car. It's running a 10-cylinder engine modified for racing with a factory race computer. It has a 5-speed standard shifter. It's a rare car and a valuable car. Even rarer is Vince's 2017 Viper. And it's the very last Viper ever produced by Chrysler. Vince has had it out only about a dozen times since buying it new. He wants to keep the mileage low and the value up. This was a special order car, a 101 Custom. Vince says the engine is turning out about 645 horsepower. Now here's a look at an even rarer car. It's a 1976 hand-built Jensen Interceptor convertible, one of only 10 built that year. The factory closed in May of '76, but this came off the line in July. It's running a big block 440 with a few factory modifications. It's an air-conditioned car built in England, but designed in Italy. It weighs about 4,700 pounds, but it's still a rocket. You know, as kids, we grew up skinning our knuckles, ruining perfectly good clothes, and enjoying our old car hobby. Our parents were often not impressed with what we dragged home. The sound of those glass-packed mufflers and the smell of grease in the air was all we needed. We're still like that today. You know, often it's a memory from childhood that leads us to the car or cars we choose to own. That was the case with my car, a 1962 Oldsmobile Starfire. Never to be sold in my lifetime. That's a cross-section of cars locally in Windsor, Ontario, Canada. I hope you enjoyed this look. Keep on buying and restoring those wonderful cars. They're not making them anymore. Thank you for viewing, and stay in touch.